Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, we get a glimpse at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. My name is Breakaway Ray. I like talking about the breakaway civilizations because we're breaking away from the one we're in now. You've tuned into a live tarot throw. Today is November 19th. Is that correct? I'm going to double check. Today, November 19th, 2025, you've tuned into a live tarot throw. We're going to give you 4 cards right away to get you going today. And also, by the way, welcome to the 5th day of the 12 days of the 12 laws of karma. We'll be visiting with karma law number 8 in just a few minutes. And then in about 25 or 30 minutes, we'll get to the audience tarot throws. If you're in the audience live and you want a tarot throw, please type in the chat, tarot please, in all capital letters. And in about 25 or 30 minutes, we'll check and see if anyone requests a reading. Meanwhile, let's get started. Let's get you those 4 cards that I promised you right away. Thanks for tuning in. Let's go to the tarot cam. So I see we have a friend in the chat. Hello, Flixlove. Thank you very much for tuning in. I can't wait to throw you some cards in about 25 minutes. All right, I want to show everyone the decks that are available today. A lot of them are fan favorites. We have the Mermaid Tarot. We have the Black Foil Tarot. Those are available. We have the Old Style Tarot based on these 2 truly old classic styles, the Robin Wood Tarot and the Classic Tarot. All 3 of these decks are in play today. And also, we should have some fun sometime and call in the Ethereal Bloom Tarot. Well, we got plenty of time, everybody. Plenty of time to explore all the different decks that I get to play with. Thanks for joining me. So I'm learning how to do tarot. I learned very quickly with the Classic Tarot deck because the words are right on the card, as you can see from the World card here. But the other important classic tarot deck is the Robin Wood Tarot. And so I've been starting my show with the Robin Wood Tarot the last several shows because if I'm really going to learn tarot, I got to learn this one. So here I go, everybody. I've already shuffled these cards before I turn on the camera. So we're ready to go to give you 4 cards. Whenever you're tuning in, everybody, this message is for you. Maybe you're tuning in later on today or later on in the week or the month, later on this year or next year or some other time. Whenever you tune in, this message is for you. The tarot world want to make sure you saw this. Here you go. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm already entertained. Here I go. First up. Oh, see how entertaining it is? How about some fireworks right away? It's the Devil card. It's the card about letting something go. Yeah, letting something go. Stop being hooked into something that doesn't serve you anymore. And then, if you can let it go and walk away from that situation, you're going to be like the Fool with optimism and a bright future ahead. Looking forward to adventure, a brand new beginning. I hear you, tarot world. Let it go. Start fresh. Ooh, what's this card? This is the King of Cups. This is the leader who is empathic. He's not just the leader. His dad passed away and suddenly he finds himself thrust upon the throne. This person's been around a while. He's a diplomat. He's met with the people. He's quote unquote pressed the flesh, like we say here in the United States when you're campaigning for office. So he's a man of the people who's leading the people. You can still have limitless optimism and have the experience and know-how to use it wisely. Just stay true to yourself. That's going to sound familiar by the time we're done today. And then finally, this card shows up. Why? It's the Lover's card. And the Lover's card talks about the strength of 2 together, and it talks about passion. But also here at StarCard Podcast, this message tells me that the spirit world is here and is as present as you are listening to this podcast. And this message is indeed for you. let go the old ego, start fresh. You got a new ego you can use. Start a new altar, start a new identity, give yourself a new nickname, earn yourself a new title. Okay. But you're the authority on your life. You know what's best for you. Only you can best tap into your own soul and your own soul's purpose, says the tarot world and the spirit world. All right. So you were wise enough, your higher self was wise enough to tune in to hear that message. It's a nice reminder. I suppose it's preaching to the choir. If you're tuning in the STARCARD podcast, you know this. All right. Thank you very much, tarot world. That's quite an exciting start. Let's give these cards a toss. And then we're going to review some of the laws of karma that we have visited and introduce a new one. Here we go. Whoops. We're going backwards. It's a countdown. Hang on. All right. We visited with law number 12, the law of significance and inspiration. Every effort and act truly matters, even your thoughts. Like the thoughts you have first thing in the morning, they affect the rest of your day. And whatever affects the rest of your day affects everyone else who interacts with you. Oh, it's so complicated and interwoven. Anyway, that's the 12th law of karma. So you might as well smile and enjoy it. Spread the joy. If you're having fun, everyone else will too. What's that old Louis Armstrong song? How's it go? When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. That's the important part of the song. If you know the song, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, then there's the law of patience and reward. The law of patience and reward. Great rewards always take time and persistence. And if you remember the day that we covered this, I think the Knight of Pentacles kept showing up. You know, couldn't get more law number 11 of the laws of karma than the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, then we took a look at number 10, which was the law of change. Oh, yeah. I remember this day. The law of change. History repeats itself until we finally learn. And that was when I showed off the video recording of Psychic Liz Cross and Breakaway Ray meeting Sarah Adelia from the Psychic Liz Cross playlist at StarCard Podcast, showing that in order to head off a repeated lesson, apparently I adjusted things in the life between lives to get what I got going this time around. Next, it was law number 9. I think that was yesterday. Yeah. It was the law of here and now. Living in the past blocks our present happiness. And I portrayed my grandfather who had a lot of past to live in, but he had a lot of living to do, didn't he? And he kept on enjoying himself. And now, everybody, to today's law of karma, number 8, the law of giving and hospitality. The law of giving and hospitality. Our actions must always reflect our true values. Our actions must always reflect our true values. You might as well be true to yourself. Why give it away? Why compromise? You didn't come down here to not be yourself. You came down here to learn more about you. Well, anyway, let's go downstairs and take a look at these laws and get out the notebook. And we'll explore this concept. Then we'll ask the tarot world to comment on law number 8. And then we'll go right to audience readings. All right. So we already discussed the law of significance and inspiration, the law of patience and reward, the law of change, the law of here and now. Today we're talking about karma law number 8, the law of giving and hospitality. Our actions must always reflect our true values. So if you've been following along at StarCard Podcast, here's the notebook again. And before we turn on the camera, I already set up today's page. Here I go. I put the date up in the corner. I never regret writing a date on the paper. That always helps me out on the day of and in the future, of course. Here is the 8th law of karma. I wrote it down. And then, you know, when we talk about the law of giving and hospitality, it makes me think of the 6 of Pentacles. And along those lines of, the Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving, giving and hospitality, and then this law here, our actions must always reflect our true selves. Well, I came across two quotes that might help illustrate the concept today. The first quote, I'm going to stay down here. I'll show you what I got first. The first quote I got is, neither a borrower nor a lender be. And if I remember that correctly, that was the character Polonius in Shakespeare's play Hamlet. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. But you know what? In life, you do have to do some give and take. That's why I wrote down the Six of Pentacles over here. So don't overgive, but don't overdraw either. You got to be balanced. How many times have we seen the word balance show up on the tarot cards? All right. And then I guess I'm going to come upstairs for this part because we're going to talk about television. All right. So there's a very famous cartoon show out here in the United States and worldwide, most likely. Of course it is. It's been around for more than 30 years, like my former career. Anyway, I'm talking about The Simpsons, of course. And of all the Simpsons episodes that came to mind while I was preparing to turn on the camera today, there's this one where Moe, the bartender, is trying to impress a lady friend, but he doesn't have the flow, the money to keep it going, to keep her impressed. Well, he's not really being true to himself. Anyway, he comes up with a plan, which is that he's going to arrange for his car to look like it got stolen, and then he's going to collect the insurance money. So when Moe shares the plan with his friend Homer, that he's going to have his car stolen and then collect the insurance money, Homer says, "Wow, Moe, you're a genius. All your worries will be solved for a couple of months." So again, just getting that extra cash just going to last you for a couple of months. Then you're right back where you started. If Moe is really going to pursue that strategy to win over this lady friend he appreciates so much. So let's go back downstairs to the notebook. So yeah, actually, I wrote that quote down too. All right. Hey, I wonder if anyone's thinking to themselves, all right, come on, Breakaway Ray, don't take up all that space. You know what we want to see. We want to see you write, because we like it when you write and you do your spontaneous stream of consciousness stuff, and like you make jokes and stuff. Remember that time when you were making fun of YouTubers who sit in the car with their T-shirts on and broadcast from there? That was some nice teasing. Come on, go for it again, Breakaway Ray. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm setting up a notebook, and I'm doing one of the steps of Madeline Hunter's lesson plan, which is modeling. I'm modeling how you can do it. Set up your notebook, have it all ready to go. And then, maybe these thoughts want to give you a jumping off point so that you can start writing sentences and find out exactly what you think about these laws of karma, which expose you to your thoughts about your own spirit world and your soul's path, right? I could very easily do that, but I just want to say I did my homework already. Yeah, this is the Convoluted Autobiography. You'll find a link to it in the description. I spent a good long time putting together some thoughts and writing them down carefully on these subjects. So I have flagged today these 2 pages, and I'm going to come upstairs and tell you about these 2 pages because I'm really proud of myself. All right, so many of you are familiar with Psychic Liz Cross. She has her own YouTube channels, and I even played her a couple of days ago, one of the interviews that we had. Like I say, there's a playlist where she and I get together and we discuss things. So Psychic Liz Cross, we did, I think must have been our first interview. I transcribed it, and I don't mean like I put it into a software and it typed it out for me. I mean, I listened to it and I typed it out. It took me several days. And I did that with other interviews with other psychics in this book also. But anyway, I typed out my interview with Psychic Liz Cross, so it was easy for me to find the part that I want to share with you. And then there's another psychic that I work with who may be less known and should be known a lot more. Her name is the Psychic Duck. And I met with the Psychic Duck 2 times. And I transcribed both of my interviews with the Psychic Duck. And they are also in this book called The Convoluted Autobiography. And the psychic duck, I'll just say her chapters are thicker. Anyway, because it was very intense conversations. I'm hiring these people. I'm trying to figure out what's going on in my life. And again, if you're really interested, there's you can check out the book. There's a Kindle version, and also there's videos with Psychic Liz Cross, and even one called Breakaway Ray Saves Your DNA. Go to chapter 4, and you can get a tiny taste of what might be going on. So anyway, I'm going to read to you 2 parts here, and both parts show. All right, it's me patting myself on the back here. Both parts show these 2 people, the Psychic Duck and Psychic Liz Cross. They don't know each other. I didn't front load them. I didn't tell them this is what one person said and this is what the other person said. They both said these things independently of one another. And what they present is that maybe I was in a situation. See, how do I put this? I'm always trying to be diplomatic. I was in a situation where people were trying to provoke me to get a reaction, and I just didn't. And it really bothered them, and I never stopped doing a good job. And the Psychic Duck echoes the same sentiments, and they don't really know anything. I didn't, they're exploring using their own special tools. But because they confirm what they said, and they confirm what other psychics said, it helps me understand a little bit better the mysterious circumstances of whatever that was that happened to me. So now I'm going to read to you first the shorter version, which is with Psychic Liz Cross, and then we'll get to the Psychic Duck. So I think I'm going to go downstairs again. Here we go. Yeah, I'm doing good for time. Here we go, everybody. This is about being true to yourself. Okay, and you can see, is this, that's the Psychic Duck. Here we go. This is the part that I'm going to read that Psychic Liz Cross shared with me. All right, I'm going to get more light here. And I think I have my glass somewhere. There it is. All right. So Psychic Liz Cross speaks. Here I go. You don't play their games. You don't feed into their BS. You're not on the gossip machine, like you're not in the rumor mill. You just do what you have to do, and that really bothers them. Really, so much. It's like they can't get you to be part of whatever game it is they're playing. I mean, as if teaching isn't hard enough. Come on. Why do you have to do this BS and play games and backstab and talk? And I'm getting that so strongly. And they like to be top dog. I mean, I just feel that you never gave in to them. You wouldn't even bat an eyelid at whatever scheme they were conjuring up. Because they always have to have some target. They always do. Right on, Psychic Liz Cross. Okay. And then the Psychic Duck. The Psychic Duck has pretty much the same kind of take. She gives a little bit more detail, and I'm going to give the Psychic Duck a little extra credit because I feel like I should be. I was just looking at this morning, obviously, before I turned on the camera, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm glad I wrote it. I'm glad I published it. I need to read this thing like every fortnight or every 2 weeks because she's exactly right, and it helps me keep my head on straight. So I'm going to share with you what the Psychic Duck had to say. Here I go. Oh. I don't want you to look at my glowing head. You can look at my desk. Here we go. Let me see if I've got the right paragraph here. Okay. It says here, this is the Psychic Duck talking. I just want to validate. I know you never asked for that, but you're not insane. It sounds real. Like in all the things you haven't told me too, the images that I'm getting, I'm like, yeah, these people are just losers. And you're just trying to create, I would say the word alive environment. And they're just not alive. So somebody's alive and bright and they don't understand it and they want to squash it down. Why do you want to be alive? Why do you want to be animated? Why do you want to make people laugh? What's wrong with you? Versus they're like dead inside and all that. You know what? And I think that's plenty to read. because as I come on camera and I look like I got my act together, although my hair is kind of messy today, as I come on camera and I look like I got my act together, I'm still running things through my mind, and there's some dynamics in my life that I'm dealing with. And it helps me to know that I was on the right path the whole time, and there's nothing I can do about people who have their own paths to travel. And I was thinking of the analogy, if I worked in, the term insane asylum comes to mind. I'm a doctor, I'm a medical practitioner, I'm a health practitioner in an insane asylum. Well, I don't go into the general area with all the other patients and then start behaving like them so I can assimilate and be like them. Okay. I wouldn't want to spend my energy that way. That's not me. That's not what I'm there for. So I hope that you also remember not everyone is going to agree with the path that you're on. Sometimes you have to shine bright. And when you shine bright, you make a lot of shadows. And you know what? When you're the star or other people perceive you as a star, there's jealousy, isn't there? What are you going to do? Anyway, be cognizant of it, be empathic. We all care about each other. Let's hear from the tarot world on the subject of the 8th law of karma now, the law of giving and hospitality. And we're going to repeat it one more time before we toss it. The law of giving and hospitality. Our actions must always reflect our true values. Here we go. And I'm going to go to this deck. That's right. Okay, I'm going to go to this one. Well, what I wanted to do, I'm just going to use this deck. Here we go. This is the old style tarot. No words. What did I just pick there? 7 of Pentacles, making something grow. It would have been nice if it was number 8, but anyway, we're going to get something to grow right here. Here comes a message from the tarot world regarding the 8th law of karma in our 12-day countdown of the 12 laws of karma. Our actions must always reflect our true values. Our actions must always reflect our true values. The law of giving and hospitality. Hey, I'd love to go out to dinner with you, but I can't afford this restaurant. I can treat you this time, but I can't treat you again next month. You might have to wait. I'm being honest. I like spending time with you. I'm being as honest to you as I am to myself. Here we go. The law of giving and hospitality. Our actions must always reflect our true values. Stay true to yourself, everybody. And then how about one more card? Or maybe 2. Here we go. All right. I'm going to wish myself luck. I'm doing it the hard way. No words on these cards, but I got a couple of books nearby just in case I need them. All right, first up, it's the 4 of Swords, the relaxation and rejuvenation card. That's a good time to reflect, right? And consider your circumstances. You're resting your body, you're laying down, and you let your mind wander while you assess your situation. Cool. And then while you're doing that, the High Priestess shows up and reminds you how much power you have. You have free will. You can make decisions. You can make choices. You could set goals. And you can do all this even while you're sleeping. You might be so exhausted, you're going to go to bed. But before you go to sleep, you could say your thanks. And then you can also say, hey, by the way, let's explore this. So when I wake up in the morning, I'll know just what to do. And by the way, that's Wayne. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right. Wayne Dyer or Wayne Dryer. I think it's Wayne Dyer. He wears a little old-fashioned racing cap. He passed away some years ago, but that's one of his tips to everybody to change their lives. If you got something on your mind before you go to bed, just say, you know what? I can't think about it right now. I'm going to go to sleep. But in the morning, I'll know just what to do. And then your subconscious takes care of it. And in the morning, guess what? Guess what can happen? I know because it's happened to me several times. Okay, so while you're sleeping, assign your subconscious the task of assessing your situation so that you know what your resources are and how you can allocate them so that you stay on your soul's path. Yeah, the 10 of Wands, that's a lot to remember, Breakaway Ray. You're asking me to change my life. I'd like to scroll on my phone before I go to sleep, and now you're telling me I got to do things like be thankful and pray and make plans, huh? Well, yeah, you want to change your life? Start from the inside. And then the 7 of Wands shows up and adds that, yeah, it's a challenge sometimes. Maybe you have people in your family who rely on you more than they need to. Maybe they're friends. Maybe there's people at work that expect more of you than they're supposed to. It's not part of your job description. So there are challenges involved. This guy's got a lot of work to do. He's got all those wands. And then this guy's got all these wands in his face, just filling up his inbox there. But then the Page of Wands shows up. He looks contemplative, okay, but he actually has a limitless perspective. He's able to see above everything else, able to see above the fray. We should probably move her up here also, right? Because they're in connection. She's the subconscious while you're dreaming, and he's the one that can see over everything while it's happening, while you're doing it, while you're awake. And then the Hierophant shows up, and you have not just social acceptance, because it's giving and receiving, it's hospitality. You're staying true to yourself. When you say true to yourself, think about how complicated this guy's outfit is. And you just know that when he was donning that garb, everything had to be just right, because that's what he's all about. He wants to make sure everyone sees who he is. And the Hierophant also represents learning. And you represent someone who understands yourself when you remember the laws of karma and you know what your limits are and how far you can go. It's also about having boundaries. I think that boundaries are something we all need to start working on here in the 21st century. It's not just about, I'm not going to bring any contrast right now. Let's review the message. Relax, reflect, let your subconscious do the work. There's plenty to do while you're down here on Earth for sure. All these challenges make us stronger and lift us up so we can see beyond the fray of the everyday, and we learn and we represent ourselves in a learned and polished way. Right on, Tarot World. Thanks a lot for that fun message from the old tarot deck from Alexander Ray. Old style tarot, Alexander Ray. Let me give these a toss. And then, yay, I got through just on time. I got through that part, and now I get to have fun talking to people in the chat. Okay, maybe I'm going to need some of these turkeys. Let's see who's in the audience. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Wow, we have quite a group here. Hey, I happen to see the Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot guys are here. Thanks for joining us. It's great to have you here. Thank you. I'm going to look for the people who want readings. Flixlove, I'm guessing, wants to. Oh, LM is back. LMAABB, AABB. Great. I'm hang on, everybody. Let me get a piece of paper. All right. Okay, so I just happen to see LMs. So let me go back up and write it down while I still have a chance. Sure, LMAABB, the message from A to you. I appreciate the challenge, LM, and I'm glad to see you again. Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's see who else. I think Heavenly Cups. Hi, Heavenly Cups. I'm going to write you down. I see Missing Time 420. Hi, Jason. Thanks for coming in again. This is great to have you here. Arizona Raven. Hi, Arizona Raven. You're tuning in early. What are you doing up so early? All right. Let's see what else I got going. Whoa. All right. All right. So Flixlove, I'm writing you down. Good. So don't forget, you can request a deck if you want to, everybody. Heavenly Cups, Ethereal Bloom. Got it. Thank you, Heavenly Cups. So Jason, Ethereal Bloom. Cool, Jason. Oh, hey, Flixlove, you're working hard as the TA. Thanks for the help. What I'm going to do, I'm working on the studio a little bit. I need to do something else so that I can improve this part. But I'm going to get like the shelf behind me. We'll just have the decks back there so everyone can see, and I could just pull it off. But I don't like talking about things that I plan to do until I'm done doing them. Now I got to accomplish it, right? Anyway, let's see who else wants a reading. I'm not sure I'm getting everybody here. Oh, okay, Flixlove. I see what you're doing now. So, Heavenly Cups, Ethereal Bloom, Jason, Missing Time, Ethereal Bloom, got it. Flixlove, Classic, got it. Thank you. Hey, there's somebody else out there. Mr. AI Longbot? I'm writing it down. Right, okay, and I got Ellum. So Ellum, B, Heavenly Cups, Flixlove, Jason, and Mr. AI Longbot. Yeah, thank you very much, Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot. Let me know if I can do a reading if you're interested, Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ellum, B, Heavenly Cups, Flixlove, Jason, Mr. AI Longbot, and I'm keeping an eye on the bottom. And I guess I got a lot of friends helping me in the chat. There's time to do other readings if anyone is interested. So we're going to start with Ellum, B. See if there's a message to her from the letter A. I know who that guy is. So I'm going to set up a... I got an idea from a friend. Let me get this set up here. Okay. Back to the tarot cam. All right, Tarot World. We haven't done this trick in a while. Our friend LMAAB was wondering if there was a message from her friend, letter A. Is there a message from letter A to LMAAB? We appreciate your help. Thank you very much, Tarot World. A message from A to LMAAB. All right, let's see what happens. This is for entertainment purposes only. Obviously, you think it's entertaining too because you're back for more. Here we go, LMAAB. The Hierophant shows up, the learned man. Let's see how these three cards play out here. Ooh, the Ace of Cups. Let's read about the Ace of Cups. Love, compassion, creativity, new feelings, spirituality, intuition, new baby, proposal, and marriage. Oh, wow. And the Lovers card. Love, harmony, relationships, union, partnerships, sexuality, passion, values, alignment, deep love, a choice, the strength of two together. Is there a message to you, LMAAB? Well, maybe the message is that A has learned just how precious and wonderful this feeling of love is. And the Temperance card talks about balance, and he's trying to play it cool. You know, a lot of times the paternal role player in the family sometimes seems gruff and hard compared to the mother, but really they feel just as strongly and deeply and passionately. They're just, you know, maintaining their energy. They're balancing it in a different way. Anyway, that's just a suggestion. It feels like maybe he's learning to appreciate how much he really loves someone or something or some situation. And I just get the impression he's trying to be cool about it. He's got his sunglasses on. You know, how often did we ever see the Fonz in Happy Days say, "I love you"? All right, I don't know if you're old enough to remember that TV show. Thank you very much, Tarot World, and thank you, LMAAB. What a fun experiment every time. Let's see who's next. Where did my paper go? Next up, it's Heavenly Cups. Today, Heavenly Cups wants the Ethereal Bloom. She's already tried the Old Style and the Robin Wood. Let me toss these real quick, and then we'll get the Ethereal Bloom cards out. All right. I like these cards and the Old Style tarot cards. They really put a lot of effort into the art. Oh, I'm glad you called for these. Look at that back. Nice. Where's my guidebook? There it is. Okay. So, Heavenly Cups. How about a fun, helpful, inspirational message for Heavenly Cups, please? I like that shuffle. Right on, Tarot World. Thanks for making it easy for me. I'll read what you put on my teleprompter anytime, Tarot World. Here we go. This message is for Heavenly Cups. A fun, helpful, inspirational message for Heavenly Cups, please. Whoa. These cards are for Heavenly Cups. Yay. I can do it. Come on, let's try. All right, first up, yay. We start at the end with the world. It's completion. You have arrived. Then, it's the Sun card. Everything's going to be all right. Check it out, Heavenly Cups. You showed up, and now everything's fine. It's like it's not a party until Heavenly Cups gets there. Okay? Then the Nine of Pentacles, you've arrived. Everything's going to be fine. The Nine of Pentacles says you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And then the Death card, striking, beautiful in its own way, simply talks about endings and beginnings and transformations. So maybe there's some kind of transformation, some kind of metamorphosis going on, and you're being assured that it is the right time and that everything's going to be fine and you got everything you need to make this change. The final message is the Three of Pentacles. That is building something new and working with a new team. I don't feel like I need to elaborate, Heavenly Cups. What a great message. Thanks for inviting me to read. I really appreciate it. All right, let's see who's on my list. Next up, it's Flixlove. Here we go, Flixlove. So many wonderful tarot decks today. I know I have a turkey with Flixlove on here. That's right. All right. Thank you very much, Tarot World. How about a fun, helpful, inspirational reading, please, for Flixlove, who's helping out in the chat. These cards are for Flixlove. Thank you for the fun message for Flixlove. Here we go, Flixlove. Let's see what happens. First up, it's the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups reads meditation, contemplation, reevaluation, and it also says apathy and disconnected. Wow. You might feel disconnected if it's been a long, painful episode, which is now over, says the Ten of Swords. Maybe, the bell rang, box going back to the corner to recover. But like a story, why did I even agree to fight this guy? I'm not a boxer. Okay, but yay, you might be a little disoriented, might be a little disconnected, and might have been a terrible episode. But check it out. The Three of Cups says time to celebrate. Three of Cups: celebration, friendship, collaboration, creativity, community, happiness. And it feels very much like a choice. You didn't have to call your friends and say, let's get together and celebrate. Okay, that was a choice you made. You're making the choice and you're choosing happiness. We all have to deal with these things, but you know what? It's important to celebrate. That's what keeps us going. So make plans, says the Two of Wands. I'm going to read what it says on the card, and then I'll add to it. The Two of Wands: planning, progress, making decisions, discovery, leaving home, and travel plans. Isn't it important that you made the plans, or that you're going to be in the act of making the plans after you have relaxed and celebrated and grounded yourself and reconnected with people? After whatever happened here, what if this didn't happen, right? You'd be making decisions based on how you feel here? No. Check in with your home slices, okay? Check in with your family, and they'll help you check back in with yourself, and then you'll be able to make better decisions. Call a friend. Bam. And there's the world card for you. Completion. Way to go, Flixlove. Thanks for inviting me to read. Next up, Jason wants the Ethereal Bloom deck. Cool. Okay, let me get ready for Jason. All right, let me give these a toss. Yeah, you're welcome, Flixlove. All right, the Ethereal Bloom for Jason. These cards are for Jason. And then Mr. AI Longbot, you're on deck. These cards are for Jason. I think that's cool how I know out here in the United States, and it's barely 5 a.m. where I am, and you're early tuning in. Is it 5 or 6 yet? Anyway, it's pretty early. The early bird gets the worm, and these cards are for Jason. A fun, inspirational message for Jason, please. Ooh, there's another one there. Okay, the Seven of Swords. So the end of the message is that something's hidden or something's going to be revealed. Let's see what's going on with Jason. The Ace of Swords. I got a book that's going to help me with this. I'm looking at the book. Hang on. Smaller the book, the longer it takes. Ace of Swords, victory. I like Jason. The seeker might be a champion, hero, or leader. The birth of a valiant child may be indicated. Attainment of power or goals. You must hear the Queen anthem, "We Are the Champions," right now when Jason walks out on stage. He's the champion. And here's the world card to prove it. He gets to hold the trophy. Let's read what it says about the world because it's right here. The world, completion, the end of a way of life, success, a new beginning, a change of location, hope for the future, triumph in the end, the admiration of friends, like Breakaway Ray, the breadth of possibilities. Right. Now that you've won the championship, the world is your oyster. There's going to be so many advertising contracts, so many opportunities. And then temperance reminds us to be balanced. Spend your energy wisely. That includes how you pay attention and where you pay attention. And then the Knight of Cups shows up, and that's the knight in shining armor. Again, this all sounds like Jason and me. So you're champion, you won the whole thing. You're mellow and cool like Joe DiMaggio. You're everyone's knight in shining armor. Maybe all these things are true, and you're just not known enough. You're just not people who just meet you. They don't realize, wow, this is Jason. He's a big deal. Anyway, Jason, it's a story that works for me. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for inviting me to read. I appreciate it. And now, if I've got the name right, it's Mr. AI Longbot. Obtain gold. I'm reading Jason's message. I'm going to have to read the chat later. Let me give these a toss. And I'm taking care of Mr. AI Longbot. Let me give him a star. Hang on. Okay. Right. Mr. A. Longbot. And it's Mr. A. Hey, I hope you're doing all right, Mr. A. Good to have you back again. Thanks a lot. Oh, I see your message. Yeah. Hi, Mr. A. Longbot. Mr. A. All right. A lot of you people are starting to feel like old friends, even though I don't know what anybody looks like. And you're all on different continents and stuff. All right. So let's get Mr. A nice message here. Maybe we'll be closing up shop after this. I don't see anyone else requesting a reading. There's still time, everybody. But these cards are for Mr. A. For Mr. A from Breakaway Ray. Sounds like a Valentine's Day card. Here we go, Mr. A. Now the Hangman says, have a look at things. Or maybe that's something you're already. Wow, the Four of Swords showed up again today. And that's rejuvenation, relaxation, repose, and rejuvenation, even meditation. It's like waking up fresh, with a fresh new start in the morning. And then you get hard to work on that beautiful project that you're working on that's going so well. This is the Seven of Pentacles. Let's read what it says on the Seven of Pentacles. Long-term view, hard work, perseverance, diligence, sustainable results, and investment. Both of these talk about looking, don't they? Looking at things a different way, having a long-term view. I wonder if the word look or vision shows up on here. The Four of Swords says rest, relaxation, meditation, contemplation, recuperation. That's probably good. Retreat, renewal, and solitude. Recuperation, and then get back at it. It's a new start, says the Fool. The Fool, new beginnings, possibilities, innocence, spontaneous optimism, trust in life, blind faith, adventure, opportunity, and pleasure. I'm noticing that the cards talked about visual things 3 ways. And the last card, the Fool card, talked about blind faith. I just want to say I've never seen the tarot cards be sarcastic or facetious or tease anyone but me, maybe. So I just want to say, if they're recognizing a situation, they're trying to do it in a sincere way, even though it doesn't always feel like it's going to be easy. You might be having a unique struggle, but you're not being teased by the tarot world. Let's go back downstairs and see what's going on. Have another look at something because you're recuperating and things are growing and getting better, and you can have a long-term view and you can have a lot of faith again, just like when, you were a kid. We were going to play on the playground that day. It was all I'm trying to make this fun and inspirational. The Five of Pentacles shows up, and these characters look forlorn, but they have each other. I'll say that. Okay. And somebody tells me that the interpersonal connection is what's important here. Let's read what it says. Don't worry, I'm going to turn this card upside down, Mr. Ray. The Five of Pentacles does say financial loss, a lack of mindset, loss, isolation, and worry. But then when you turn it over, it does say recovery from financial loss, charity, and improvement. So look, there's rejuvenation, recuperation, and improvement here. There's growth here. And there's emphasis on long-term view and a strength in faith, almost like your third eye is going to be improved. Anyway, Mr. A, I appreciate you inviting me to read. Thank you very much. Best of luck to you. Please come back again. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. I don't see anyone else requesting a reading. So I think I'm going to close up shop. Hey, if you want more Breakaway Ray and more StarCard Podcast, go check out the playlists. There's more than 100 videos up at StarCard Podcast. I hope everyone has a great day. Thanks for making my day. It was great to be here. It's great to dress up for you. All right, we'll see you again real soon. And that'll be the next day of the 12 days of the 12 laws of karma on top of that. Have a great November. Talk to you later.